Hey guys, welcome to Operation Arsenal. Let's talk about that incredible nil-nil draw against Atalanta, who, by the way, are a very good side. I know a lot of people won't see them as one of the top Italian teams, but genuinely, I've been very impressed with them over the last few years, and they were very good today. I really expected a tough game, and that's exactly what we got. But what I didn't expect was such a lackluster game. Just not really anything going Arsenal's way. And I don't know if it was more a lot of players thinking about the City game on Sunday. Maybe that's playing in their minds, and they might not be going into challenges, if they normally would be going into those challenges, but they don't want to be injured for the arguably the biggest game of our season at the Etihad. Or it's just they're tired. I don't know. It's a little bit of a strange one. We can have a look at the lineups today, and I've got to say, this is something that has bothered me for quite some time now since Arteta has taken over, and I've mentioned it many times. There is a sense of, stubbornness, really, I think, from Arteta. Superb coach, brilliant tactician. He has changed this club. So I'm not going to say this is like, the downfall of Mikel Arteta, but genuinely, he needs to be less stubborn in games like this. Now, obviously, he knows best. But why are we not rotating a little bit more going into this game? Genuinely, this is the team that could start against City. I don't think it will be. I don't think Jesus will start. But pretty much, that's our starting back five. Obviously, if Ødegaard's fit, he goes in place of Havertz there, and Marino would play, and obviously Havertz would go up top. But genuinely, I was expecting to see Calafiori. I actually wanted Calafiori left back, Timber right back. I wanted to see Timber on the right side, and I thought we might see that. I wanted to see Nwaneri. I've learned how to say his name, by the way. It's not Nwaneri. You don't say the N, it's just Nwaneri. I've nailed it. So the lineup for me, whilst it's not an issue that we've played such a strong team, because it's our best team and it's most likely to go out there and get a result right, but it's just worrying that in literally 2 days, we've got 2 days of rest, and they won't be resting. They'll be drilling the players. They'll be making sure they're ready for Sunday. So they've got a fly back, I'm guessing, tonight. So it'll be a very late night tonight when they get back in the UK. And then tomorrow will be a somewhat rest recovery day, maybe with a light session in the afternoon. And then before you know it, it's Saturday. They've got a full day of training and prepping for Sunday's game. It's not fair. It's absolutely not fair. It would be more fair if City played tonight as well. But no, they played last night. And the first ever Champions League Thursday night game had to be Arsenal, didn't it? Or, the first set. We had to be in the first set of Thursday night Champions League games. It's just typical, isn't it? But let's talk about the result, because, of course, 0-0. We haven't lost the game. We haven't won the game. It's not the worst result in the world, and we've gone to a tough place for sure. Did you know that they can get over 60,000 in their stadium? I had no idea. Yeah, look, 62,000. That is absolutely incredible. And I thought on the night, they were the better side. I would say that Atalanta had better chances, more chances. Of course, they had the penalty, which Raya, oh my God, I tweeted it out. Make sure you follow me on X, by the way. Raya he's my keeper. I love this guy. And I also think that Ramsdale probably would have watched that tonight. There's no doubt he'll be watching the game. And he would have just seen that and gone, yeah, fair play. I mean, his days were numbered, weren't they, as soon as Raya joined? Just think about all of the headlines and all of the I guess, criticism of Arteta and the club when we brought in Raya. Why? Ramsdale's more than good enough. Well, clearly they saw something they didn't quite like. They didn't feel it was right with Ramsdale. And I think we all know what that was. And he's just a bit erratic. I think he's a bit excitable. He did a podcast and said he can't focus for a full 90 minutes. I mean, why would you say that? Why would you say that? It's crazy. And then you've got Raya, I think it was in the same few weeks, that same kind of time period. He's doing an interview after the game where they say, what would you rather win, the Champions League or the Premier League? And he just says both. That's the difference in mentality. And of course, Ramsdale probably would have said the same thing. Or who knows, maybe he would have gone, we'd love to win the Champions League, but maybe that's not realistic, so we're focusing on the Prem. You just don't know what you would get with Ramsdale. great goalkeeper, and I wish him all the best. But Raya, that was absolutely insane. If you haven't seen, it's not even the penalty save. It's a good save from the penalty, but it's the follow-up. And to be fair, the header could have been better. It could have been more in the corner. He ain't sleeping tonight. He's going to really struggle to not think about that. But it was a remarkable save. And Raya, for sure, is one of the most informed goalkeepers in world football right now. He's right up there. I thought Timber was really good. I know they've probably taken him off because they need to limit how much he's playing at the moment. He's come back from a year-long injury. That takes a while for the body to recuperate and get back to its best. So I don't think that's performance-related, but I'm really impressed with him. And Gabriel and Saliba were both fantastic tonight again. Saliba, man, some of those tackles, there's a bit where Lookman, who is for sure their best player, their most attacking player, and he gets into the box in this kind of area here, and Saliba's just he's so quick. I don't know how. He's 6'4". He's a monster, and he's so light on his feet, and he just gets to tackle him. Unbelievable. Jesus, Martinelli, even Saka, poor tonight. I thought they were really poor. Havertz didn't have a great game either. But there's something about Jesus, and he's always offside, and he is also erratic. It's a very good descriptive word of how Jesus plays. He gets the ball, and it's just like, oh my God, what do I do? And it's quite often head down, run straight into trouble, and rely on speed and trickery to get loose and hopefully get through. And it's the exact same with Martinelli. And I thought he looked a bit better at first. I thought at the start of the game, Martinelli looked really switched on, and again, just didn't do enough. And ultimately, he had the biggest chance of our game. In fact, I'm pretty sure if I go to the stats, where's our expected goals? 0.79. I mean, big chances too. I'm actually not so sure. I only remember one real big chance, and that was Martinelli, and he has blasted it over the bar, and I just sighed. It's just, how? Why are you getting your foot under it? Whip your foot around it. We all know at that kind of, in that position, if you're going for power, you need to lever the ball, just go through it, put your foot through it. Don't go under it. If you're going under the ball, you've got to be further back, right? Because the ball's going to go up, if you didn't know, mate. Just super frustrating, because if that goes in, we can then take home the 1-0 win. I'm sure we would have sat back, and that's what we're going to do at the Etihad, I'm sure. And I've got to say, this is now the North London derby was another game where we're not really at our attacking, all that flow and just the sexy football. We're not at our best at the moment, and I know we're not losing games. We still haven't lost, which is obviously a good thing, but I would like to see more attacking flow. And I don't know, we're not scoring enough at the moment, and it is a worry for me, because this, with all respect to Atalanta, it's a really tough game. But, we've got PSG coming up. I know we're at home. Wait, are we at home against PSG? I think we are. But, if we're expecting to go all the way in this tournament and at least reach the semis or the final, we will come up against much better opposition than us, the likes of Real Madrid. And whilst maybe right now teams like Bayern and Barcelona, and maybe they're on a similar level to us, but those nights, the big events, the moments that players really need to step up, and our team isn't full to the brim of players with tons of experience. So it pains me that on nights like this, where, yeah, we're playing a tough team, but we're not doing enough. We can have a look at the table, which, it's so weird saying that. Let's have a look at the Champions League table. Normally it's like, let's have a look at the group stage, or whatever. It's actually insane, isn't it? Look at this. If you didn't know, I've kicked off the Champions League in my Arsenal career mode, and they've obviously had to put the table in. It looks so strange on there as well. But with that draw, we're 16th, which, it's not awful, and we were always going to drop points at some point. But with PSG up next, it is at home. It has become a must-win, I think, to really keep the pressure, because look at Bayern winning 9-2, and Celtic won 5-1. I didn't even know. Bayer Leverkusen were incredible. We've got some really good teams that are already starting to put 3 points on the board. So we want to get into that top 8, of course. That's where we want to be come the end of the start of the Champions League stage. And I think we will be there. There are a lot of teams that we will come up against. In fact, we can go into our fixtures. Let's just jump in here. So obviously we've got that PSG game coming up, and then it's Shakhtar. So we should win against Shakhtar. I would expect to win there. Inter away is probably the toughest game. And then Sporting away, I think we'll be okay there. And Monaco at home, it's not too far-fetched to say we should be winning the rest of these games that I've mentioned. I guess PSG at home is a little bit of a tricky one. We'll beat Dynamo at home. Girona away, actually, I don't know what we expected from Girona this season after such a good season last year, but now they're without Savinho. They've lost a few players, haven't they? Their midfielder, what's his name? Oh my God, Garcia? He's gone to Leverkusen. So they have definitely lost a few key players, but I would expect us to be winning these games. But obviously the big one is on Sunday against Man City. In terms of the lineup, if Havertz isn't playing at number 9, I'd be really worried. I don't think he works in midfield. It didn't work again today. And not that it looked a lot better when he went up top, but he's a number 9. Havertz should be playing up top on Sunday. And obviously, we're not going to be with Ødegaard. Marino is still out. So I fully expect it will be what we saw tonight without Havertz. I think we'll have Rice, Partey, potentially Jorginho. That would be our midfield 3. I don't know. It's really tough, isn't it? And we will go to City and we will sit back. We will absorb all that pressure. And it will be just a case of hitting them on the break and trying to get that 1-0 win. I'm not expecting expansive, beautiful tiki-taka football at the Etihad. Maybe they'll surprise us, but it's such a huge game. It is simple. Just don't lose it. I think if we can come away with the draw, even a 0-0 again, I'll take it all day. But just a quick thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel since the Arsenal career mode began. If you didn't know, and if you're new around here, I do Operation Arsenal after every Arsenal game. Within half an hour to an hour, the video should go live, and it's just discussing my thoughts on the game. If you guys want to support the channel, you can become a YouTube member. The link is down below to join. And I've also started a Patreon, and I fully intend on putting Arsenal content up there as well, real life Arsenal content. So if you want to become a Patreon member as well, the link is down below. Thank you to everyone that's already joined. Make sure you get in the Discord and get your shiny new role. Club founder, we've got club board members, and we've got club icons available. So make sure you check it out. Thank you for watching, guys, and good luck on Sunday, Arsenal. I think it's going to be a good day. I'll be sitting here talking about a 1-0 win. I hope.